Hola chicos, today we're going to be talking about comparisons of equality. So those are comparisons of similar things. She has as many shoes as I do. They are as funny as I am, etc. Let's get started. So to compare people or things that are equal to one another, you use tan plus the adjective and como. In the last comparisons, we learned that it was más plus the adjective and que. This is tan plus the adjective and como, which is as tall as funny as angry as. And then also remember that we have our star here, so make sure you've starred that in your sentences. All right? So here is our example. Make sure you've written this example down and you've highlighted the comparison parts. So, en mi club levantar pesas es tan popular como correr. So for our comparison portion, we've got our verb that comes from the, or we've got our conjugation that comes from the verb ser, and then we've got our tan plus our adjective and como. In my club, lifting weights, Arnold is as popular as running. All right, let's keep going. So to use the negative to say things that are not equal to one another, you're going to put no before the verb. So en el club atlético, la natación no es tan popular como las artes marciales. I put no right before my verb here. Here is my comparison portion of my sentence, tan plus the adjective plus como. And since they are not equal, I put no right before my verb. So my sentence here says, in the athletic club, swimming is not as popular as martial arts. So I've put a star here because I want you to practice with one of these negatives in your notes. To say as much as or as many as, we're talking about quantities here, you're going to be using the tanto comos. So there's 3 stars, 1, 2, 3. Please make sure that you have starred and highlighted those in your notes. Here, the first one, we've got tanto como. Notice there's no noun that separates these two. These two stick together like peanut butter and jelly. As much as. She studies as much as I do. Ella estudia tanto como yo. That would be your example. For tanto or tanta plus the noun plus como, as much money as much coffee as much, I don't know what else you'd say. All right, so we've got tanto for masculine singular nouns and tanta for feminine singular nouns. For tantos and tantas plus the noun plus como, that's as many cars as many shoes as many jackets as. So we're talking about multiples here. If your noun is masculine and plural, you're going to be using tantos. If your noun is feminine and plural, you're going to be using tantas. Here are your examples. Hay tantas actrices en el ensayo como actores. We used tantas because actrices is feminine and it's also plural. So there are as many, there are as many actresses in the rehearsal, en el ensayo, como as actores, actors. So please make sure in your notes that you have written down in the margin, highlighted and bolded. I means there is or there are. That's a really handy word to use, especially when we are talking about comparisons. My example for tanto como, remember, tanto como sticks together like peanut butter and jelly. You cannot separate it. Estudio tanto como mis amigos. I study as much as my friends. Okay? For our third example, no hay tanto interés, and I use tanto because interés is masculine and singular. En el hockey como el béisbol, which I do not believe, but that's besides the point. There isn't as much interest in hockey as in baseball. Note that tanto agrees in gender and number with what is being compared. So I use tanto because of interés. I use tantas because of actrices for the word tanto here. Okay, guys, please write a sentence for each one of these stars. You are not going to be using page 68 vocabulary. You are, in fact, going to be using pages 18 and 19 of your vocabulary. I'm just going to try out a new little feature here. I'm going to cross out page 68. I'm going to put in here in your interactive notebooks, page 18 and 19 vocabulary, okay? So pages 18 and 19 of your interactive notebooks, and then make a list of 5 famous celebrities that I would know. We're going to be doing a little activity with those. So write one sentence for each one of those stars. And then once you've written those sentences for those stars, you're done. I'd like you to make 5 famous celebrities, a list of 5 famous celebrities, and you're using pages 18 and 19 of your vocabulary. As always, guys, if you have questions, please make sure you write those down. Highlight everything, make these look really nice. These are your notes, so make sure that you're able to understand and read them, and I'll see you in class. Thanks, guys.